Ever get that feel? Like you're trying to learn something new, right? Maybe for work, maybe just because.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's like, bam, you're buried under this mountain of information.
Articles, websites, videos.
And don't even get me started on those learning management systems.
LMS, yeah.
Sometimes it feels like they're deliberately making it hard to find what you need. I mean, wouldn't it be amazing to have some kind of AI assistant?
A real study buddy.
Exactly. A study buddy to cut through all that noise and just show you what you need to know.
Well, get this, the idea of an AI study buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Not as far-fetched as you might think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some really cool research happening right now on this exact topic. For this deep dive, you sent over a study from the University of Twente in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
And they were looking at how to actually integrate AI chatbots into these LMS platforms. You know, like Canvas.
Oh, right, the ones a lot of universities and online courses use.
Exactly.
And what I thought was super interesting about this study is they actually talked to real students and educators.
Got the perspective.
Yeah, not just the researchers in the lab, but the people who would be using these AI tools.
What do they think the benefits could be? What were they worried about?
Exactly. So, connecting this back to our source material, the paper you shared, Design Implications for Integrating AI Chatbot Technology with Learning Management Systems.
Right.
Our mission today is to kind of dig into those perspectives, those findings.
Figure out how an AI like this study buddy could actually help you learn better, more effectively, more efficiently, without making you feel even more overwhelmed.
Yeah, because that's the last thing we need, right?
Definitely. So let's start with the positives. What did they see as the big potential benefits?
Well, one thing that kept coming up was personalized learning support.
Okay, makes sense.
But it was more nuanced than just, oh, the AI gives you answers tailored to you. It was more like the AI acts as this guide, almost like a mentor, encouraging you to stay engaged, think critically.
Not just a shortcut to answers, but a tool to actually make you a better learner.
Exactly. So it's not about getting spoon-fed information, but more about, I don't know, getting the right kind of nudge at the right time. And speaking of support, another big plus they saw was streamlining access to all those resources.
Yeah, because let's face it, some of these LMS platforms are a nightmare to navigate.
Seriously, you've got readings, videos, discussion forums. Just figuring out where to start can take forever.
Hours wasted just clicking around.
Totally. But the participants felt that AI could be a game changer here. Like, imagine the AI could actually connect you with the specific materials you need, the right support services.
Even the right people to help you based on what you're working on.
Right. It's like having this super efficient librarian who knows exactly what you're looking for.
And who knows when they don't know something. That was actually a key point they brought up. The chatbot shouldn't try to be everything to everyone if there's a complex issue or you need in-depth help on a topic.
It should be able to point you in the right direction.
To a human expert, an academic advisor, a tutor.
Right, so it's technology augmenting human interaction, not replacing it.
Exactly. Now, beyond the logistical stuff, there were some other really interesting potential benefits that came up. One that I found particularly fascinating was the potential for these chatbots to actually enhance critical thinking.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
And even promote responsible use of technology.
So, wait, how would that work? Would the AI, like, start debating you on everything?
Not exactly. But they suggested things like incorporating probing questions, right? Questions that challenge you to think more deeply.
Okay.
Or even presenting maybe examples of common misconceptions or slightly incorrect information.
So you have to spot the errors?
Exactly. And by interacting with an AI that clearly has limitations, students can develop a more realistic understanding of what AI can and cannot do.
I see. So it's not just about learning the subject, it's about learning about AI itself and how to think critically about it.
Right. And that critical thinking piece also extends to the information the AI provides.
Makes sense. So what about the less glamorous but equally important aspects of being a student? Like staying organized?
Yeah, well, the organizational capabilities were another area that got people excited. Scheduling study sessions, coordinating meetings, setting reminders, tracking progress.
Like having a personal assistant.
Exactly. And to make that interaction even more enjoyable and engaging, they talked about the potential for personalization.
Oh, right. Like customizing the experience.
Different language options, choosing a voice you like, maybe even having an avatar to interact with.
Makes sense. The more engaging it is, the more likely you are to actually use it. So we've talked about all these exciting potential benefits, but I imagine there were some concerns too, right?
Oh, absolutely. And it's really important to acknowledge and address those concerns. One of the big ones, especially among educators, was the potential for over-reliance on the chatbot.
Yeah, I can see that. Students might just go straight to the AI for the answer instead of trying to figure it out themselves.
Exactly. So the focus needs to be on designing these chatbots in a way that encourages self-reflection and independent problem solving. Finding that balance is going to be key.
Right, you don't want to create a generation of students who can't think for themselves.
Exactly. Another major concern was the accuracy and reliability of the information.
Of course, especially in an academic setting.
You need to be able to trust that the chatbot is using credible sources, especially when it's giving advice or explanations.
So no Wikipedia rabbit holes.
Uh-huh, right. Transparency is key here. And related to that, there were also concerns about the chatbot's ability to distinguish between accurate and inaccurate information, especially in complex fields.
Where things are always changing.
Right. So they suggested things like having the chatbot signal when it's uncertain or if the information might be speculative, and directing students to additional resources or their instructors for clarification. Some even proposed incorporating a trustworthiness score for the information based on the source.
Oh, that's interesting, like a built-in fact-checking system.
Yeah, exactly. And then another big concern, which we touched on earlier, was the potential impact on student-teacher relationships.
Right, the human element.
Yeah, the worry is that if students have instant access to AI support, they might be less likely to seek out those face-to-face interactions with their instructors, which are so crucial.
So many reasons.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
they really emphasize that these chatbots need to be designed to complement human interaction, not replace it. The AI could even prompt students to talk to their instructors when appropriate.
To make sure that personal connection isn't lost.
Exactly. Now, on a more practical level, there were also considerations about scalability and adaptability.
Okay, so making sure it works for everyone.
Right. The chatbot needs to be able to adjust the complexity and level of support it provides based on the student's academic level and prior knowledge.
A beginner might need more hand-holding than an advanced student.
Exactly. And then, of course, we can't talk about technology without talking about privacy and data security.
Huge issue these days.
Absolutely. The effectiveness of these AI chatbots often relies on having access to student data. So there were a lot of concerns about data protection and confidentiality.
Badly so.
They emphasized the need for robust privacy measures, compliance with ethical and legal standards, and they specifically mentioned concerns about the security of any documents that students might upload.
Yeah, all really important stuff.
Definitely. And then the final key concern we'll discuss is the explainability of the chatbot's outputs.
Okay, so being able to understand its reasoning.
Exactly.
Mm.
Participants felt it was crucial for the chatbot to be able to explain why it's giving a certain answer or recommendation.
That makes sense, so you're not just blindly trusting it.
Right. It builds trust and helps students understand the limitations of AI. So as you can see, the study really did a great job of exploring both the exciting possibilities and the potential challenges of this technology.
It did. And they even compiled a nice summary of the key desired functionalities for these chatbots. Things like that, clear role distinction, dynamic linking to resources, personalized support.
Proactive suggestions, reminders, quiz generation, explainability, trustworthiness scoring.
Adaptability, task management, customizable interfaces, and encouraging independent problem solving.
It's quite a list.
It is. But I think it really highlights how much potential these tools have. So for you, our listener, who's out there navigating the complexities of learning in your own life, what's the key takeaway from all of this?
The main takeaway is that AI chatbots have the potential to revolutionize the way we learn, to make it more personalized, more efficient, more engaging.
Like that study buddy we were talking about.
Exactly. But the success of these tools hinges on a human-centered approach. We need to design them in a way that enhances, not diminishes, the core elements of learning: critical thinking, human interaction, and ethical considerations.
So as you continue on your own learning journey, think about this. How do you see AI fitting into your process? What features would be most helpful for you? What kind of buddy would best complement your unique learning style?
It's a question worth pondering. And this research gives us a solid foundation for thinking critically about the future of learning and the role that AI might play.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be a learner.